but today is your day, and nothing can stand in your way. Today is your
Hi everybody, thank you for being here. I am Jackie. I am your energy fitness instructor, and I wanted to talk to you today a little bit more about grounding and presence. And we're going to add on to the grounding exercise that I gave you last time. So we'll start. I just wanted to reiterate, because the more we know knowledge-wise, it's easier to understand what and why you're doing, because that's where your power is. Your mind is a very powerful thing, but so is your body, and so is your energy field, and so is your spirit, and they all work together as a happy family when they are in conjunction with one another. So let's get to it. And so I first wanted to start out by saying and just reminding you that everything is energy. Every single thing is energy. Your inspirations, your ideas, your desires, it's all energy. Even your great thoughts, you know. But a lot of times they'll just stay up there, because unless you are grounded in your body, grounded into your human experience, grounded into your presence, into the earth and into your body, you can't transfer that from energy into a physical experience, into your reality. Whether that comes in the form of health, wealth, happiness, joy, love, all of those things. The same can be true for the opposites. That is also energy. The frequency of fear, the frequency of failure, the frequency of, drought and lack, illness and disease is also a frequency. It's a much lower dense vibrational energy, which is why it's so important for us to raise the frequency of this planet, and it begins with each and every one of us. Don't worry about fixing things on the outside. That's not how it works. Everything starts on the inside. I also wanted to share with you the importance of being present, grounding your energy, and filling your energy field with everything it is that you want. Because when we go out to the world unconscious, without that protection, without that gratitude, without that, that experience, you're very porous and you're very open. Most of us, and what we're made of is space, and it's, the particles are just vibrating. So if you're not protecting that space, if you are not pulling it down and with your intention protecting your vital force energy, you are subject to every single person. It's like going out and being around a bunch of people that are sick and have this virus right now, and not using your good common sense of washing your hands, or whatever it is that makes you feel safe at this time, gloves or whatever. You're making yourself very vulnerable. And the same thing is true for the spirit and for the energy part of the world. You are subject to catching people's bad moods, to catching people's fear, to catching people's dis-eases, because their frequencies are different than yours. But if you dress for success in the sense that you came and started your day with gratitude, you ground it down into that, you set your intention for the day. And my intention for the day is to be healthy. My intention for the day is to be grateful. My intention for the day is to be loved and loving and lovable. My intention for the day is to be of service. My intention for the day is to be successful. And the list goes on, and you fill out your own intentions, because no one knows you better than you. And if you don't know how to answer those questions, I encourage you to pick up a pen and a piece of paper and start journaling. Get to know yourself the same exact way or better than you know your husband, your wife, your children, your best friend. We know so many things about the other people in our lives that we care about, and a lot of people can't answer the basic questions that they want for their own life. And I am guilty as charged. It's one of the many steps along the way that led me on this path. So I just want to thank you for taking the time to be here, and I think it's important to explain those things so that you understand what you're doing and why. Okay, and I don't want you to overthink this. There is no right or wrong way. It's your intention, okay? Gratitude is a very, very strong and powerful force. And it's important to start each day off with gratitude. Gratitude for the day. Gratitude that you get to choose. Gratitude that you get to experience. Gratitude that you get to live this life. My God, it's so easy to forget with the troubles and the turmoil, just how wonderful this life is and what a gift it is to be here. And it really, really is, even with all of its troubles and things like that. But you want to align to the solutions. You want to align to the possibilities, Everything has its equal and opposite force. So it doesn't mean you're not going to have bad times. It doesn't mean that you're not going to feel hurt or feel sad, but it just means you're not going to stay in that pit. You are not helpless anymore. Okay? So unfortunately, I wasn't brought up with this knowledge. I don't think my parents had this knowledge to share, because we don't pay attention back in the old days of things that you can't see. So, as far as we knew, we were flesh and blood and heart and lungs and brain and, just all those things. And somewhere deep inside this animation comes in and, but that's really it. That's it. So you take away, if you can't see it, I can't believe it. Well, I got news for you. Every time you turn your television on and off from your remote, you're trusting in an invisible force to turn that on, and a communication between that remote control and your television. There is an energy there. There's an energy in gravity. You don't see it, but you'd realize it if it wasn't there. There's an energy in electricity that is not always visible, but electricity does become visible from time to time. The UV lights and things like that, or, if you're out in the sun too long, you sure as heck can see how that invisible color of the spectrum can really, tan or burn the skin, So, there's a lot of invisible forces that contain immense power. And your spirit is one of them, my friend. And I just wanted to remind you of that. So we're going to work on our spiritual muscles today, okay? Because just like going to the gym, this takes practice if you want to change your life. This takes determination to wake up every day, just like you brush your teeth and you take a shower and you get dressed. Dress your soul. Dress your spirit for the life that you want. Dress your spirit for the way you want to feel, for the kind of love that you want in your life, for the kind of experiences that you've won. This is the most important information that anyone could ever share and give to you. And it's been given to me, and I just feel that we need to share this. We need to know. So if you learn nothing else from all of this, if you just ground yourself on a daily basis, ground yourself with an intention to be successful, to be happy, to be healthy, to be vital, with joy and gratitude, it is done, with all of these things, you create that connection, just like your remote control and your television, you work in synchronicity with the higher versions of yourself, and also with the synchronicity that the earth is providing you, this amazing platform to live out these desires, to bring God's desires through you into your experience and grounding it down. The grounding cord is an anchor for your soul. The grounding cord is an anchor for all of that energy. We got to catch that energy, but you need to be open, available, and expanded. When we're hurting and we're in pain, we're contracted, we're like this, and why does this always happen to me? And, just things like that. There's no power there. And it's okay to feel those ways sometimes. I always say, don't pitch a tent there. You're not a victim. You get up, you brush the dust off, and you get back to work. So and another way of this is just like going to the gym, is that many of us hesitate going into the gym. I have yet to meet a single person walking out of the gym and say, I wish I never did that. I don't feel good now. You always feel good. You always feel amazing. And the same is true for this. They are very parallel. Okay, so your spiritual fitness is just as important as your physical fitness. They do not supersede each other. They come together hand in hand. Okay. All right, so we're just going to take a moment. We're going to take a nice deep breath, and I just want you to become more present. I want you to become more aware. So I want you to start to get behind those eyes right now, and I want you to just get behind those eyes, and I don't want you to worry or think about, is this taking long, or what's for dinner tonight? Don't worry about it. Just take a nice deep breath and be present and grateful for this time. Okay. So as that energy is starting to come back and around, I want you to be present. Being present is being proud. Okay, our shoulders are back, our chest is out, our heart is open. Okay, and we're just going to take that energy from the base of our spine down through our legs, our knees, our calves, and our ankles, and we're just going to, with intention, ground to the center of the earth. Just imagine there's an anchor there pulling you down. Some people like to imagine, you're tying a knot at the bottom, because when that anchor comes up, when that tie comes undone, the spirit can float right out. Think of it like a kite. However, whatever works for you. It's all perfect. There's no right or wrong here. It's just really whatever visualizations work for you. Okay, so we're going to anchor down and we're going to start calling in our spirit, our energy from other times, people and places and events. And just imagine, just like pouring a pitcher of water into a glass, and just keep pouring it down in through the top of your head, and it's just filling you up from the bottom of your feet, and start filling it in with that golden liquid light, with the intentions of having joy, of having happiness, of having patience, of having health. A healthy spirit, a healthy soul. Having joy to be alive, joy to have this life. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful for this body. I'm so grateful and thankful for my spirit that gets to animate this body every single day. Thank you. Okay, you just want to keep filling up with that light until you are filled all the way to the top. And even as it starts filling out through the top of your head, let it come out, let it shower. Let it shower out around you. You have a space. It's your aura, your auric space. It's usually arm's length all the way around you, front, sides, back, up and down. So you want to start filling that up as well. Like I said, if you don't fill this up and protect yourself, you are very vulnerable to catch people's bad moods, bad attitudes, fear. There's enough of that in the world right now. We need to spread the better stuff. We need to spread healing. We need to spread light and possibility. We're evolving as a species, and this is how it is, and it's a blessing. You're going to bless so many people in your life by changing this part of yourself and by being present with your family and your friends. So when you feel full and complete, it's really that simple. It's an intention, and it's just sitting still and being with yourself. I feel rock solid right now. I feel amazing. Once you feel full and complete, we're just going to seal that off. We're going to give ourselves so much love and so much permission to stay in our bodies today, to hold this energy into ourselves. Give yourself permission. Give yourself the presence and the ability to hold this in. So good. So good. So next time, we'll talk about opening your heart and opening up your heart energetic field, which is a much bigger field than comes out of the brain. Okay, and then we'll connect them all. They build on top of each other. So even with your grounding presence, if you're having a hard time believing that you are worthy, believing that you are loved, believing that you can have and hold the joy and the happiness and the self-expression and your good health and vitality, there might be something blocking it along the way, or for most of us, it's a self-worth issue. So we're going to open up that heart. We're going to breathe some life into that the next time. That is very powerful, and I hope that you'll join me. And thank you so much for being here. God bless. Stay strong. Hey guys, I just wanted to add on that when you are grounding, you can ground your home, you can ground your projects, you can ground your children, you can ground your spouse. There's nothing that you have to do. It's a simple prayer. It's a simple intention. There is nothing wrong with doing this. Their energy can reject it. And if their energy does reject it, most times or not, they'll probably steer clear from you. But you will notice more peaceful interactions with your family and your friends, even more peace when it comes to doing something that's frustrating you. Just as an example, I was putting together a tripod and a screw fell out of it, and it was in a really, really tight spot. And I worked on it for probably 10 to 15 minutes. I was sweating, cursing. Very unspiritual of me, however, it's the truth. And I cracked up laughing at myself because I said, "What are you doing? Ground the screw, ground the tripod." And the screw went in on the first try after I did that. And I have so many different examples of how that works. My kids would get on here and tell you right now exactly how that works. And the things that we have experienced that are just nothing but jaw-dropping when it comes to doing things like that. So if you have a work project or, for anyone who's stuck home homeschooling right now, you can ground the computers, you can ground your children, and like I said, it's just an intention, just to offer them the grounding cord. One more really important facet that I want to add to this is that on top of grounding yourself, please ground your home. Ground the rooms that you're in, ground them all. Now at this time, I want you to put a vortex in that, like a vacuum cleaner kind of, that there's a suction force kind of pulling things down. So what I want you to do is any fear that resides in this home be released down this grounding cord right now. Any fear that fills this room, any lower vibrational energy that is in my home, that does not belong here, that does not serve its highest and greatest power in my family, in my home, and in our life, be released at this time. Any illness, any sickness be released down this grounding cord at this time. Any negative energy that is in this household at this time be released down this grounding cord as well. So as that continues to flow and to release and to clear the energy in your home, which is very, very important to do, because as people come and go, energy can stay behind and leave a fingerprint, footprint, we've all walked into, I know I have walked into homes and things like that that have an entity or a spirit around, and you can feel that stuff. You can feel when someone's good or when someone's bad. So if there's a low vibration in your home, I want you to ground it. And then on top of grounding it, obviously you want to pull into your, your higher forces of nature, which is God. And, I love to call in Archangel Michael to come in and to help to clear and basically disinfect the energy of the household, and ask for God's grace, God's light to come in and heal. Because as you empty those things out, it's like cleaning out a cut or cleaning out a wound. And, you don't just want to get all the stuff out of it without putting something over top of it to protect it. Angels are very good for that, but whatever works for you. So as you empty and release and get rid of all the negative things, you want to make sure that you are filling it back in with light and higher vibrational medicine and energy. All right, I just thought that was important for you to know. Take care.